Hey everyone, Caleb with Antique Book Collective, and today I wanted to just tell you guys that I am officially a real antique bookseller. So, I know you guys might be thinking, wait, you got a channel named after antique books. What do you mean you're an antique bookseller now? And I wanted to say that because I finally have what I consider to be like a real antique book. And yes, I understand the whole thing about, oh, if it's 100 years old, then it's an antique. And yes, that is the case. That is what the entire line for antique books are. But for me, I've always been wanting to find the oldest book that I could. And currently, my oldest book was 1771, which is, yes, very old. I've done other videos on that one. But I finally broke my 1771 record. So these two books, I'm actually going to hold them up so you guys can admire them a little bit closer. I am actually so insanely proud of these two books, and it's sort of funny because the box that I bought these two in, I didn't even go through the box. I just saw the box, saw the books that were in it, and I knew immediately. I was like, oh wow, these are just old books. I am excited that these are old books. I didn't even check the years. I didn't check any information on them. I just was like, okay, old books, these are worth X much most likely. I'm just going to run with it. So with that said, I was going through all these books. They're actually laid out all in front of me over there. I'll be doing a video on a lot of these in the future. So you guys know my YouTube shorts that are my book brags, you know. I'll be doing a lot of book brags on these because there are a lot of really cool books that I really want to show you guys. So with all that said though, I'm only going to talk about these two books in this video. So first one is actually in German. The other one is also not English. So technically I feel like I am cheating a little bit because my efforts were to get the oldest book I could in English, but I'll find an old one in English eventually. But this first one, as I said, it's German. And if you guys are looking at what I'm looking at, you can see right here at the bottom, 1751. That's 20 years older than the oldest book that I've ever found, and I was stinking stoked about that. I mean, that's pretty stinking dope. And it was funny because as soon as I finished looking at this book, the very next book that I grabbed was this one, and this one is French, if I'm not mistaken, and this one is a bunch of dirty Roman numerals. So for me, I actually do like Roman numerals personally. It might be because I'm a nerd for Rome, but it's not just that. I just think they are pretty neat. But you guys probably don't know all the Roman numerals. If you do antique books, I do recommend that you guys learn Roman numerals as soon as you can. So this book, its Roman numerals are M, D, C, C, X, L, I, V. So right off the bat, M, D, C, C, that means 1700, so M is 1000, D is 500, C is 100, so we have 1000 plus 500 plus 100 plus 100, that's 1700, sorry, and then we have XL, so X is 10, L is 50, so 10 and then 50, that's 50 minus 10 basically, and then you have IV, which is 1 minus 5, and that means 44. So this book here is from 1744. So that means this one is even older than the other one, which makes this my new all-time really old book. And I know that it's funny that I finally announced myself as a real antique bookseller now, because yes, I've always said that I am one, and I am one, honestly, but it's funny because now that I've finally had a book that's like really old, it's fun to be like, yeah, I feel even more legit. I feel like even more of a real bookseller now because I have found such a diamond in the rough, you know, like these books were really cool to find. And where I was going to buy these two books, I actually will be going back there. They just invited me back there to get some more books at a bigger discount because I paid $5 per book for all these books. I bought, I want to say, a little over 150 books. Let me just think. Maybe 170 books, which are all, again, laid out in front of me. I just bought all those, and I paid $5 a piece for almost all of those, and that was pretty high. For me, as I say in other videos, I like to spend $1 or less for as many books as I can. I go up to $2.29 for when I go to to Goodwill the Bins, and occasionally there are some estate sales where I drop $5 per book. For this one, I really did not like dropping $5 per book on these, though, because normally when I am doing these book sales, I am using my phone the entire time and I'm looking these things up, especially the ones that are more expensive, like $5, because $5 is a lot of money to drop into a book. Even if you think that you can get $100 on it, even if you look it up and find out that you can make $100 on it, $5 is still a lot to drop on a book, because for me, from my experience, I can find a $100 book that I can buy for $1. So if I'm dropping $5 to get one book for $100, I'm missing out on $400 other dollars if I was buying these books for $1, and I could have gotten 5 instead of just the 1, if you're following my thinking. Because again, if I'm buying one book for $100 or $5 for $100, that means again $5 versus $1. All that sort of stuff. So for me, $5 is a lot to drop on a book. And for me, at this sale that I went to, that I'll be going back to, I couldn't look anything up really because it was out in the sticks. I talked about this in the weekly Thursday video that I go through everything, and I didn't have internet connection. I didn't have cell data because it's out in the sticks. We have big mountains here in Oregon, so I wasn't able to look them up, and I was basically just risking it big time on all these different books. I am sure that, I haven't even gone through this pile yet, I am sure that there's a lot of them that are basically going to be a wash, and for me, paying $5 per book, a wash, I would say would probably be selling it for like 10 or 15 bucks. Like, that'd be what I consider a loss, even though it's not a financial loss. It's just for me, thinking about the opportunity cost of buying a book for that much and only getting $15, that is a loss in my book. So I'm sure there are some of the books that I got that are losses, but there are definitely a lot of them that are not losses. And for me, considering it not a loss for paying $5 per book, I would say I want to make at least $60. So there are plenty that are not losses, and there are also several books that I am sure are going to be gems that are going to be worth several $100s. In the end, yes, I'm definitely going to make money on this sale. Obviously, I spent a lot of money. I spent almost $700 on it, but I will be definitely making $700 back and then some and all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to share with you guys that I was so excited to find my oldest book yet, 1744, and honestly, this one, the 1851, was it? I was very proud to have this one too because that's pretty stinking old as well. And I have several other books that are really, really old besides those two, but these are the only ones that are from the 1700s from that set of, well, lot of books that I've brought in so far. Hopefully, when I go back and buy the books they gave me a better deal for going back. Hopefully when I go this next time, I find some books that are even older, but I don't know yet. I haven't been able to go through all the books just yet, but I got my fingers crossed. I'm praying to God that I'll find something really cool. And with all that said and done though, guys, if you want to learn more about antique books, if you want to see some more really cool books, be sure to subscribe. You can be sure to check out my book brag videos as well, which are shorts. You can check them out on my channel below. Just hit that, and be sure to check out one of my other videos here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.